Thank you, Madam President. Madam President, all this week I've come to the floor to talk about this issue of birthright citizenship and to introduce my amendment that would end that policy. I come to the floor again on that issue. I have an amendment pending on this bill to change that policy to end birthright citizenship, and I just want to read a statement on the subject. The American people are upset, and I think they have a right to be upset. But they're upset for a reason. Our immigration policies regulating all aspects of entry to the United States have simply ceased to function in the national interest. Immigration policy and national interest are terms that are rarely heard in the context of immigration. We seem to have lost sight of the fact that it is a public policy, and like all public policies, our immigration policies should serve the public interest, but they do not. Let us talk about legal immigration. We now admit the equivalent of a major city every year without having the vaguest idea of how we will educate all the new children, care for the sick, provide housing, jobs, build infrastructure, or attend to any of the human needs of the newcomers or those already here. Mr. President, each year we admit, I repeat, the equivalent of a major city. We admit more people each year than make up some of our states. We admit a new state with legal immigrants every year. At a time of huge budget deficits and severe financial constraints, we have no idea of how these huge costs will be borne. We just do it. We admit the equivalent of a major city without any assessment of whether these newcomers are likely to be contributing members of our society. Only a tiny fraction of those admitted each year enter because they have skills and abilities that will benefit our country. The rest come merely because they happen to be relatives of other recent immigrants. The result of this so-called policy that there is now a backlog of almost 3.5 million people, the population of a city, who have a claim to immigrate to the United States for no other reason that they are somebody's relative. Is this really a way to run immigration policy? If making it easy to be an illegal alien is not enough, how about offering a reward for being an illegal immigrant? No sane country would do that, right? Guess again. If you break our laws by entering this country without permission and give birth to a child, we reward that child with U.S. citizenship and guarantee full access to all public and social services this society provides. And that is a lot of services. Is it any wonder that 2/3 of the babies born at taxpayer expense in county-run hospitals in Los Angeles are born to illegal alien mothers? Close quote. Mr. President, this is not my statement. Let me clarify. This is Senator Harry Reid's statement on the floor of the U.S. Senate. I submit for the record his full speech, including his strong support for an end to birthright citizenship. I ask unanimous consent that this be part of the record.
Without objection.
And in closing, Mr. President, let me just thank Senator Reid for his prior words in strong support of what he yesterday called, quote, Vitter's stupid amendment, close quote. I yield the floor.